Hello, here we are again, playing PARANORMASIGHT. I can't wait to see what's happening next. Let's proceed with this Seiman chapter from Yako Sakazaki's point of view. The rite of resurrection is the inception of this whole affair. Yako and Mio decide to confront the man responsible for spreading rumors of it in the first place, Hideki Araishi. They find him at his frequent stomping grounds, the Kurokikyo Cafe. Right, they said they wanted to confront him in the last stream, in the last episode. Now, he was a curse bearer, but he doesn't have his curse anymore. This is a new location we never seen before. 12 p.m. Is this what I think it is? On the wall? You know, normally you'd be breaking school rules just by stepping foot in the cafe. I'll be in hot water if you lied about having permission from the police. Remember that. We know. It will be okay. So, what did you want to ask me? Oh, I can actually move the camera around. Oh my goodness, is this what I think it is? It is another Mockingbird sticker! Mockingbird number 8! Holy cows! Look, it is even 3 birds, one in yellow, one in red, and one in blue. They have like loudspeakers going out of their butt and beards and headbands, and they are very cool. It's the Sparring Sparrow Bros. Holy, my goodness, we are on a streak. A cafe. I've never been to one before. How exciting! It's pretty smelly inside because of the cigarette smoke, but what else? Kurokikyo Cafe. A coffee shop in South Waregisui Street. Kurokikyo Cafe's convenient location has made it a favorite of businessmen in the neighborhood. Although formerly a relaxing location where classical and jazz music were played, the cafe has begun incorporating some pop songs into its playlist at the request of customers. The most popular menu item is a pilaf served with black coffee, although cream soda topped with a large scoop of ice cream is also a popular choice. Now, this might be only me, but nowadays I despise locations which play pop music. I think if you have classical or jazz music in the background, it's so much more sophisticated, and it's such a better mood, in my opinion. I don't know. Yeah, I wish this were more the case. Fashionable cafes featuring jazz and live performances were in vogue until the mid-Showa era, when the number of cafes offering a carefully brewed cup of coffee and relaxed atmosphere began to increase. Many of these locations also have public telephones, making them convenient meeting places. However, they also developed a reputation as hangout spots for delinquents, leading a large number of schools to forbid their students from patronizing them. In recent years, table arcade games have become a big hit, affording cafes installing them a steady stream of customers. Yeah, this was early, before our times, and then some. Interesting. I think that's that. About my curse stone. Yako, if you would. Right, we wanted to ask you about this. Oh my, a curse stone! Where did you... in Okami mask. That must mean the Fool's Procession. You two were at the school last night. Damn, there of all places. Hyako, you are one of them? You are curse bearer? Please calm down, Mr. Araishi. Your reaction is too intense. It's kind of scaring me. Sorry about that. I'm afraid I got ahead of myself. What is it you wanted to know about your curse stone? What would be the best way to approach this? Flatter him or intimidate him? I think the ruthless way is the better way, right? You're going to tell us about this thing. Is that any tone to take with the teacher? I could always tell people that you dragged us into a cafe by force. What? Are you threatening me? Damn it, fine. Ask what you will. Thank you. Let's see. Why is everything with the Rite of Resurrection and Seven Mysteries Curse Stones happening now? Taken interest now that you've received one of the curses, have you? You sound like a researcher starting your questioning with your subject's origins. Mr. Reishi, you're not the one who triggered the curse, are you? No, I'm afraid I had nothing to do with that. Rather, I wasn't even attempting to do so in the first place. Completing the rite itself has nothing to do with my research. Then, do you know of the ancient Onyodo ritual known as the Feast of Shadows? What is that? Something from the occult? Miss Kurozusu, you look like the type to be interested in those things, but it's outside my field of expertise. In that case, why do you think the rite and curses have appeared now? I believe this is the intentional work of someone. It's certainly not something that would happen by accident. Why is it you want to know? Well, you may not tell us anything else if we say that we're trying to stop the curse. We need to make something up. Right. Make something up. Well, you see, we just have such intellectual curiosity and think it could really help your research. I see. Now that you mention it. Seems like he's reluctant to answer. Then how about... act disappointed. We figured you would know since you're so smart. How disappointing. How dare you! You make it sound like I'm stupid! You couldn't be more wrong. Do you realize how devoted I am to this research? Allow me to first elucidate you regarding the author of the Record of Fates. A special privilege, I might add, since I have yet to publish this in a paper. Yeah, okay. The Record of Fates was written 200 years ago in the latter half of the Edo period. It was written by a skilled but little-known onmyoji called Seiman Tsuchimikado. This is important stuff, if nothing else, remember this. Seiman Tsuchimikado? I've never heard of him. I'm sure you haven't. He was born into a famed onmyoji family but split away to practice forbidden arts in secret. He used whatever name was most convenient for the situation, so his real name barely exists in records. Also, it is written in the Record of Fates. As brilliant as Seiman was, he was also an eccentric. He delved into researching the Rite of Resurrection, a legendary forbidden ritual that had never been completed. However, by involving himself with this forbidden ritual, he was expelled from his family and eventually found himself in Honjo, in Edo. The Record of Fates are the writings Seiman recorded on the road to Edo. I see. So he wrote how to perform the rite itself? The Rite of Resurrection makes use of Abe no Seimei's specialty, the Taizan Fukan ritual. The Taizan Fukun ritual, a means of communicating with the afterlife. It uses soul dregs to replicate the soul of a dead spirit that has been called. Oh, wow, I never knew something like that existed. Thus, it is thought the only ones who can use it are those with the ability to turn human souls into soul dregs in the first place. So the Rite of Resurrection calls for that ritual to be formed in advance. Then, when the soul dregs are gathered and infused with the wish of whoever is performing the ritual, it can be completed. The contents written in the Record of Fates end there. There's no more? What about the 7 mysteries or the curse stones? There's nothing written about them in the Record of Fates. The curse stones are separate from the Rite of Resurrection. Their curse is one used to enable one who is unable to perform such rituals to be able to use the rite. Huh, that's similar to what Mio said actually. The Rite of Resurrection is indicated by its name. This manuscript holds detailed instructions on how to perform the secret art of reviving the dead. This forbidden ritual is said to have been devised by a once famous Onmyoji. Local researcher Hideki Araishi recently discovered the old manuscript and gave a presentation on it at an academic conference, sending ripples through the field of occult studies. According to the Record of Fates, this mysterious ritual was devised by the gifted Onmyoji Abe no Seimei. It converts the souls of the dead bound for the underworld with soul dregs collected as sacrifices through the Taizan Fukun ritual. This secret art of converting souls to soul dregs is out of reach to all but the most skilled practitioners. And Onmyoji, with a beautiful painting, an officially appointed government position with the Bureau of Onmyo in medieval Japan. Onmyoji were tasked with performing divinations and rituals. They would employ the Chinese philosophies of Yin and Yang and Wu Xing, the 5 elements, to compose astronomical charts and almanacs. High-ranking practitioners use a variety of mystical arts, including ones that brought natural disasters and curses. Onmyoji were also tasked with exorcising demons through the usage of shikigami. Onmyoji thrived during the Heian period, in part due to the work of the famous Onmyoji and later founder of the Tsuchimikado clan, Abe no Seimei. However, Onmyoji began to gradually decline in number after samurai gained control of Japan. At the same time, many of their miraculous arts were lost along with the development of civilization. Although the services of Onmyoji were typically reserved for the upper class, there were a number of shomonji, or hidden Onmyoji, who worked for the common folk. Learning Japanese history. How are these 7 mysteries related to the rite? Excuse me, Mr. Araishi. What is it, Miss Kuruzusu? You published a theory before the incident took place. It said that the Rite of Resurrection and origin of the 7 mysteries of Honjo are related somehow. What proof did you have of that? You really know your stuff, but about that was a somewhat sensationalized piece written for occult magazines. Really? It was just nonsense then? Not exactly. Rather, it's not a complete fabrication. There is a basis for it. And that is, well, I suppose there's no harm telling a couple students so passionate about this topic. Thank you, Mr. Araishi. This is something I discovered from referencing numerous texts unrelated to the Record of Fates. It was just after Seiman arrived in Honjo. There are records of a conflict over a ritual used to resurrect the dead in Honjo. A conflict over resurrecting the dead? I don't know the details. Man enticed by the public with claims of a spell that could resurrect the dead, causing a conflict that ended tragically with 9 dead. 9. That is the only remaining reference. 9 people fighting over a resurrection ritual. I call this tragedy the Honjo incident, and it has long been a subject of my research. And I suspect that this Honjo incident might be the very origin of the 7 mysteries of Honjo. So what you're saying is, the resurrection ritual at the root of the Honjo incident is Seiman's Rite of Resurrection? Yes, that is how the Record of Fates ties everything together. To put it in chronological order, first Seiman brought the Rite of Resurrection to Edo. We can assume that by this point Seiman was likely using a different name. Then in Honjo, 9 people thought to the death over this rite, the Honjo incident. After that, the incident was covered up by an interested party, preventing it from being recorded in history fully. Eventually, it was passed down in incomplete pieces, becoming known as the 7 Mysteries of Honjo. That's more or less the course of events. This was very interesting. The Honjo incident. During the Edo period, a chain of events that occurred around a certain resurrection spell became the basis for the 7 Mysteries of Honjo. So that's how they're connected. Then, if I'm getting this right, the 7 mysteries were basically required to gather the soul dregs necessary for the rite. How are the 7 mysteries related to the rite again? Hehehehe, and there's more, hehe. What? With this most recent occurrence of the curse, I've become even more confident in my theory. You are? Yes, the reason for it being the resentful memories of the 7 mysteries etched into those who received the curse stones. Resentful memories? Yako, if you really are a curse bearer, then when you obtained your curse stone, you would have had a resentful memory imprinted in your mind. Oh, I did? Exactly. Those memories are what happened in the final moments of the 9 who died in the Honjo incident. Broadly speaking, they involve dying while bearing some kind of deep resentment. The 9 victims became the 9 curse echoes, which over time came to be spoken of as the 7 mysteries. Thus gathering the resentful memories granted by the present curses and connecting them together, it will reveal once and for all what happened during the Honjo incident. Huh. That's why you must tell me about the resentful memory of your fool's possession, Yako. Mio, should I? Yeah, I think it's okay. We need all the information we can get. Tell him about the resentful memory. Okay, Mr. Araishi, I will tell you about the memory of the fool's possession. Excellent. So basically it's about a woman who died falling from a Yagura tower at a festival. Interesting. It's not that one then. Not that one? What do you mean? Among the 9 victims at the Honjo incident, that is to say the 9 curse echoes, one of them is Seiman himself. Or so I suspect. Huh? Seiman was one of the victims at the Honjo incident too? Meaning an Onmyoji as powerful as him also became a curse echo? Right. Would make sense that the curse stone tied to a curse echo like that would be special. The power of a curse stone is different based on the curse echo. Mew mew mew. Mew 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 mew. Then maybe with Seiman's curse echo we could... Yes, we may be able to settle this whole situation. Hey, what are you two whispering about? Oh, nothing. Sorry. About the resentful memories. Mr. Araishi, how many of the resentful memories have you gathered so far? I've learned a number of them. The Evergreen Beach, the Foot Washing Mansion, the Ever-Burning Lantern, and now the Fool's Procession makes 4. Of those, the most important are the Foot Washing Mansion and the Evergreen Beach. What are they about? First, the Foot Washing Mansion. An Onmyoji appears distinctly in this one. Really? But not Seiman, I'm afraid. A female Onmyoji who saw the rite of resurrection due to her obsession with her personal appearance. Her legs, which she had always taken pride in, were stricken with corruption after she was defeated by Seiman. Her curse echo is notable for being particularly easy to fulfill the requirements necessary to use the curse. That detective did well to escape this one. So a female Onmyoji and rival of Seiman was involved in the Honjo incident. That certainly is interesting. Next, the Evergreen Beach. This curse echo is from a craftsman of Netsuke carvings named Jinkichi, who was hanged for spreading baseless rumors. He apparently spoke of something that granted the ability to bring back the dead. The rite of resurrection? Precisely. This man Jinkichi must have been in contact with Seiman. If I could just collect all of the memories, everything will be revealed, and the truth of the 7 mysteries will be mine. That is the knowledge I desire. Meaning you need to gather as much information as you can from the curse bearers. Precisely. I have an agreement to exchange information with those detectives. But they might not even find the other curse bearers, so I must take measures of my own. What's the trigger for the curse to occur? Another thing. Yes, you never really finished about what the trigger for all of this was. Well, I don't know. Really? You're not hiding something from us, are you? It has something to do with how you obtained the Record of Fates, right? How did you really get a hold of the Record of Fates? To tell you the truth, we are in a race against time. It could be a disaster if we don't hurry. What are you talking about? Someone left a warning that at sundown today they would use the curse to kill a lot of people. The one who left that message is the culprit behind the Nejima murders from 20 years ago. What? Something so terrible will happen? I won't allow potentially hundreds of people to become victims of a curse. I'll do anything in my power to stop it. Miss Arishi, please, tell us everything you know. I'm sorry, but I truly don't know anything. The truth is, I was given the Record of Fates by a woman. A woman? Well, her voice sounded like a woman's, but I didn't actually see what she looked like. 1 month ago, while I was investigating at night, I suddenly heard a formless voice. A woman's voice. It said, I entrust you with this ancient manuscript and the right of resurrection held within its pages. Spread rumors of this ritual as far and wide as you can in the coming month. And before I knew it, an old document had fallen down at my feet. 1 month. She specified the time period. I was told if I did that, I could study the manuscript as much as I pleased. I wanted so badly to verify its authenticity, I ended up accepting. I haven't heard anything from the voice since then. It must have had you spread rumors in order to strengthen the power of the curse. To tie together the curse and the desire to seek out the right. This makes it likely that the owner of the voice is the mastermind behind all of this. Hence, I went public with the Record of Fates. Hihaku and occult magazines immediately jumping at the news was a financial boon for me. Huh? Hihaku? As in Hihaku soaps? Right, I mean, no, that's not important. Just some personal business. After that, I waited, trying to predict what would occur in a month's time. That's when the curse began. Those are all the details I have. Is there anything else you know? Very well, I've told you this much, I may as well give you one more thing. Thank you, what might that be? About Seiman's Record of Fates. There's a sort of continuation to it, another document called the Record of Fates Yin Scroll. A continuation? Actually, a section written in Seiman's own hand was appended to the manuscript, according to which, after the Honjo incident, Seiman lamented such a calamity taking place. He apparently wrote the addendum for the event that the tragedy became its own curse. It seems he had an idea that the victims of the Honjo incident would turn into curse echoes and be used to gather soul dregs. It supposedly details how to handle any trouble that occurs as a result of the rite of resurrection. Really? Hold on a second. Don't you find that strange? What's the matter, Miss Sakazaki? You think my information inaccurate? If Seiman died in the Honjo incident, then he couldn't have written an addendum. You really don't get it, do you? Huh? Am I wrong? Have you forgotten the ability Seiman possessed? Of course not. He could use the rite of resurrection. Oh. You're telling me Seiman used it on himself? The rite of resurrection can be carried out in advance so that it activates when the soul dregs are gathered together. Then is it not possible that Seiman himself was resurrected by the rite after it all took place? But he would still have to collect the soul dregs needed to use the rite. Yes, and that's why they died. The 8 others besides Seiman. What? They died in the Honjo incident for their soul dregs? That sounds like it's the same as what's happening now. That's why I need the resentful memories, to learn the truth. I get it now. The issue at hand is that the Yin Scroll and the Record of Fates were supposed to have been passed down as a set. When I received the Record of Fates, the Yin Scroll was gone. Only this information was left. Supposedly, Seiman's blood descendants guarded it as they passed it down across generations. It seems that, over their long history, the two documents became separated and the scroll's location lost as the family line branched. Seiman had descendants? So there's someone out there related to him by blood even now? Yes, in fact, I've tried to trace the line as far as I could. He wasn't a well-known Honjo to begin with, so a detailed family tree does not exist. It seems likely that the use of the manuscript has been long forgotten, only being passed down out of tradition. And since they aren't even aware of what they have, tracking it down is quite tricky indeed. I wish I could ask whoever that voice belonged to about the Yin Scroll. I'm sure you do. So basically, in the Record of Fates Yin Scroll, Seiman himself wrote about ways to handle the curse and the rite, yes? Yes, that's right. I've been searching for it all this time, but haven't found a single lead. So if you two find out anything about other resentful memories or Yin Scroll, tell me immediately. You owe me that much for telling you all of this, do you not? That's the real extent of everything I know. Okay. Major lore bombs. The Record of Fates, an old manuscript from the Edo period written by the sorcerer who recovered the Rite of Resurrection. It is viewed as a priceless and authentic document due to its detailed account on how to perform the ritual. Hideki Araishi claimed he found it in the storehouse of an old private residence, but it was in fact entrusted to him by the mysterious voice. The manuscript was written by Seiman Tsuchi Mikado, an Onmyoji from the Edo period. He was an extraordinarily adept practitioner, but after being banished from his family for researching forbidden arts, he changed his name and moved to Edo. The Record of Fates Yin Scroll. It is said that Seiman Tsuchimikado, author of the Record of Fates, wrote the Yin Scroll because he feared that the descendants of those involved in the Honjo incident might become cursed and used in the collection of soul dregs for the Rite of Resurrection. The existence of the Yin Scroll was indicated in a postscript added to the Record of Fates, but its whereabouts are currently unknown. It is believed to have been inherited by a descendant of Seiman. Yes, I understand. Thank you for your help. If you bring me some useful information, I'll take it into consideration for your school grades as well. Ha ha ha! I see. Okay. 1 p.m., 1 hour later. Street. We've learned a lot. So, to sum it up, there was a tragic incident with people cursing each other for the Rite of Resurrection in the Edo period as well. And the Record of Fate's Yin Scroll may have info we want, since it details how to stop the rite. I think that's about it. Right. If we could just find the Yin Scroll, we might be able to learn how to settle the situation. But even Miss Araishi didn't have any leads on where it is. How do we start looking for it? Someone involved in this now must have some connection to it, I think. I have a feeling the mastermind who awakened the curses is involved too. Right. More text about what to do next. So, Mio, what are we going to do next? Good question. Maybe best to give the information we just learned to Inspector Tsutsumi. Got a pretty big clue from hearing about the Record of Fate's Yin Scroll. Mr. Tsutsumi might know more about it. Should we go back to school then? Yeah, that's our point of contact after all. About the mastermind. Whoever's behind that voice that gave Miss Araishi the Record of Fates, that must be the mastermind, don't you think? Yeah, and he said it sounded like it belonged to a woman. Whoever it is, I bet they're scary. Huh? You don't sound like the Yako I know. And let's catch him and make him spill the beans. I thought you would say something like that. Really? I guess I'm just not really feeling that confident right now. I understand. I don't know if it's related to that woman behind the voice, but I'm also interested in the female Myoshi who was a rival of Seiman. The foot wash you mentioned, right? About the nearby area. Oh, that reminds me, Mio. You know what's nearby here, don't you? Huh? Oh, you mean where Michio? Yeah, where it happened. I was going there every day to leave flowers, even though they always get cleared away anyways. I'm sure it must be hard to have to be reminded of Michio's death all the time. That reminds me, Yako. Yeah? When you asked me to do the spirit board 2 days ago, did you come here that day too? Yeah, I left some flowers before going to school. Why? Did anything seem different that day? What's this all of a sudden? Though, now that you mention it, that day I suddenly felt lightheaded and ended up passing out for a little bit. But I came to right away and felt fine, so I didn't think anything of it. I see. Yaku being possessed. That's all I was wondering about, thanks. Excuse me, you high school female girls over there. Oh, it's the previous foot washing mansion guy. Whoa! Sorry, I didn't mean to eavesdrop, but something you said caught my attention. And who might you be? I'm Yutaro Namigaki. I should probably tell you. Until yesterday I was a curse bearer. That should clear things up. A curse bearer? Oh, you don't need to be scared. I've already given up the curse stone of the foot washing mansion. The foot washing mansion? So you are the one Inspector Tsutsumi was talking about? Ah, you already know Inspector Tsutsumi. That makes this simple. There's nothing to worry about. Oh, hey! You are in the driver's seat! Yako? Yes, what? Just now, was I doing something wrong? Was I doing something? Sorry, Mr. Namigaki, what might be the matter? Right, I actually wanted to discuss something with you two. Would you come with me if you have a little time? Discuss something with us? We're talking about Michio Shiraishi, right? It's related to that. Huh? I'm sure you would learn a few things yourselves. If not now, later's fine. I'll be waiting around Yogoku Bridge. Something rubs me the wrong way about this, but you mentioned Michio. What do we do? Go to the school first. Sorry, but there's something we've got to take care of. We'll have to pass. Is that so? Well, that's too bad. I'm in no rush, so I'll be waiting at the Ryogoku Bridge if you change your minds. Oh, this was a lot of text. Holy cripes. Kind of interested to see what the other dialogue options if we chose them just in case. But this will be really quick, I think. If we skip through it. Flatter him. Just a brilliant teacher like you must know an awful lot about those curse stones. Well, it's true that I'm likely the person most well versed in this matter. Oh, you're the only one who can count on. Miss Araishi, won't you help us, please? Oh, am I now? In that case, there's no harm hearing what you have to ask. Thank you. Let's see. Why is everything with the Rite of Resurrection and 7 Mysteries curse stones happening now? Okay, this is the same text. Make something up. Ask about his research. Then, what does that record of fates that you've been researching say about the Rite of Resurrection? Oh, I see, that's what you want to know. Allow me to first elucidate you regarding the author of the record of fates. A special privilege I might add, since I have yet to publish this in the paper. So this is all the same as well. Okay, let's quickly skip through this. Doodle-lim. Okay, now the foot washing mansion guy is coming. I think by now we heard already every music track there is in the game, but I still like to listen to every one of them. They're very, very suiting to the scene, always. Talk to you, Daro. Well, I suppose we may as well hear what it is you have to say. Glad to hear it. Then shall we relocate elsewhere? Is this doing something different? Yo, Goku Rich. This is where we have encountered him twice. As Shogooki and as Tsutsumi. So, what did you want to discuss with us? Let's see, how do I put this? I'll tell you straight. I want you two to use your curse stones to bring Michio Shiraishi back from the dead. What? That's why I was pursuing the rite of resurrection in the first place. Fortunately, I had to give up my curse stone before I could succeed. But you two are curse bearers with some kind of connection to her, which means this is the perfect opportunity for me to ask you for this. Well, sorry this is all so sudden. I still don't understand why you would want this. What exactly is your relationship with Michio? Well, we met briefly once. So sad to hear the news of her death the other day. Right. Well, it would be great if you could bring Michio back. But we've already decided not to use the rite of resurrection. Is that so? It seems, however, that we share a goal. I wouldn't mind collecting the soul dregs for you if you gave me your curse stone, you know. We'll have to decline that as well. Our goal is to stop this curse. I see. Well, that's too bad. I suppose I'll have to give up on the curse stones. Thank you for your understanding. Yeah, I thought he was a little suspicious, but he left without making a fuss. I think he was the driver who killed Michio, but I don't think it was deliberate, but more like an accident. And this is how he's connected to all of this. Why does he want to bring Michio back? Huh? Yako? Uh-oh, did she go off somewhere while we were talking? Uh-oh. Is Yako getting possessed again? Okay, the sun is going down at this point. Oh. Huh, I finally caught up to you. I don't know if you noticed me following you or not, but leading me to a secluded place, you've got guts. Sorry, but I'll be taking your curse stone. Either you hand it over or I'll have to take it by force. What? Why? Are you... No, 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 no. She's here again. I don't understand. Wait, it was just an accident. I swear I didn't mean to... That's why I was trying to bring you back. You are already too late. I guess we completed the game. Well, that came as a shocker. What the hell? Okay. I mean, well, the twist with Yako being possessed by the dead girl, yeah, that came as a shock. I was very surprised. Yeah. After this, Fumichika Nejima went on to use the power of his curse to commit mass murder, shocking the public with the unprecedented tragedy. Everything because they didn't went to the school? And from that day on, Yako Sakazaki was never heard from again. And now she's permanently Michio? Ending 1. Michio's Grudge. Okay. Well. It was good that we replayed this episode again. Yeah, I didn't expect this. Somehow only Yako has these different endings. Here was a failure to escape ending, a bad ending. Here was a bad ending as well. It's only Yako. What is she doing? And I guess we had some endings in the beginning part of the game. But yeah. Okay, these two are blotted out, and next up we have to continue with Haru Ishima. It's a long time ago since we last heard from her. Well, thank you for tuning in, and see you in the next bit.